Boker Tov, good morning from beautiful, beautiful Jerusalem and the city here, the city of Hadassah and Kerem. Absolutely magnificent. I look around, surrounded by absolutely blue sky, beautiful trees, and if you look right behind me, the new Sarah Wetzman Davidson Tower. Standing today with Arthur Spector. Arthur Spector, who I first learned about because he is the son of Dorothy Spector from Boston, my mentor in Hadassah. And I'm just so proud when I look behind it and the role that you played with Hadassah. Tell me a little bit what you're doing, how you got associated with us, please.
First of all, maybe the most important thing was that I started to be aware of Hadassah when I was 4 years old. My mother would take me to Hadassah meetings. I'm not so sure what happened there. I wasn't quite sure what they wanted from me, but I was at probably between 4 and 10 at more Hadassah meetings than many women have been to. So Hadassah played a major part in the presence of my growing up and was always part of me my whole life.
When I stand here and I think back to the days, the early days of Hadassah in America, and when we decided to build our first hospital over on Mount Scopus, and opened its doors in the 30s, during the Great Depression, by the way, and then lost it in 1948 when a convoy of our doctors and nurses and our Director General were murdered on the road up to Mount Scopus. Yes. And we didn't get that hospital back until 1967. But when I think of Ben-Gurion saying to the leadership of Hadassah, pointing a finger at this hill and saying, build another hospital, and I look at what you're just describing, and as I look at the city that exists here, it's unbelievable what we've done. Is. Unbelievable.
I always think that Ben-Gurion was the original architect of this place, and it's again that question of continuity, not only with my past, my mother of course, but with everything that took place here. It's very exciting.
This is an enormous building. Can you give me some of the statistics?
The building at the moment is about 90,000 square meters, which is about 1 million square feet of building. Probably the biggest singular building in Israel at the moment. Certainly one of the biggest, if it's not the biggest. It's certainly not only big, but it's unbelievably complex. We have operating theaters, 20 operating theaters.
Below ground.
And they are below ground because of all the security issues. It's the one building that has to function in this city if there's a war. The operating theaters are really built with concrete walls that can take primarily even a direct hit if necessary, not the building, and they will still continue to function. The amount of air handling units, as I said down below, are very unique, and they're protected as well as the people are because that has to function. So it's great cost. Every building in Israel has to have a shelter in it, even if it's a small little apartment has to have a shelter. But a building of this importance and this impact on the community has probably the most sophisticated shelter that exists probably in Jerusalem today, maybe in Israel. One of the things that motivates me, has always motivated me in this project from the beginning. Somebody asked me not too long ago about whether I felt architecture was strong enough to be able to bring people together. And after thinking about it for a long time, I thought probably not. The situation in the Middle East probably can't do it, but there is one building type that brings everybody together, and that of course is a hospital. That this is one of the few buildings that people from everybody, from all backgrounds in this area will come together with one intent to make themselves healthy. I think that's unique. Which
has been our mantra since we began in public health, that our patients that come to us are people with diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Right. They don't come with a religion, they don't come with a nationality or with a political leaning. I think for anyone watching this podcast, for any member, for any donor to Hadassah at any level, this is the work of your hands. I invite you to come tomorrow. Not even to wait until 2012. Watch your work in action, but then definitely be here for our convention in October of 2012, when we're going to dedicate, we're going to celebrate, we're going to see the vision, your vision, come true.